my friends. Okay, we are here live inside of Mom XVA. Happy Friday. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And we have a really juicy topic. Really juicy topic because I hear this question truly all the time. And the question is the virtual assistant industry oversaturated? I look around, I see hundreds and hundreds of virtual assistants, and it seems like there's far more virtual assistants than there are job opportunities. I hear that question. I had the same worry when I got started too. And so let's really dive into the heart of the matter, the juice. And I have notes here because we're going into like data. We're going to be scientists. So we're going to talk about actual factual data to make our educated next moves. Okay. So, first of all, welcome to Mom XVA. This is the community for moms who are redefining what's possible in motherhood. We are claiming our yes lives, that we get to have it all. We get to live our most delicious lives in the midst of motherhood, where we can earn multi four figures and five figures and multi five figures every single month and be there alongside our children. We can tuck them in for naps in the middle of the day. We can go on ice cream dates in the afternoon. We can go to the park in the morning, and we can still do work that we love with people we love and get paid really well for it. And I found the virtual assistant industry 5.5 years into stay-at-home motherhood and just really felt like I was at this crossroads. Like, I loved being with my kids, but I also was tired of being on one income and one salary, my husband's salary. With the economy, it felt like the prices of everything had risen so much, and I didn't want to have a life where I had to double check prices at the grocery store, or, saying no to going to Disney when I really wanted to go and I wanted to get the lightning passes, gosh darn it. And so I found the VA industry, and it really just solved that need and desire for me to have a yes life in motherhood. And as soon as I found it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to tell everyone about this. It's absolutely amazing. So, but of course, like you might have, I wondered, like, shoot, it looks like there's a lot of virtual assistants. What is the longevity of this field, this industry, and this career choice? And I surprised myself by booking a dream client in 3 days of even finding the virtual assistant industry, not even launching it, just seeing it and being like, oh, yes, please, this is what I want to do. And I quickly booked out my business in 30 days. I had 4 dream clients. And then in my first full month as a virtual assistant with 4 clients, I hit a 5K month. And that was when I was sold. I was like, okay, yes, please. Yes, honey. This is exactly what I want to do. And I started talking about it and sharing why I was so obsessed with the industry. And here we are today, a couple years later, and we have this amazing community of nearly 12,000 mamas and a strong community on Instagram of over, I think it's over 25K. So we have a whole movement of moms who are truly redefining what is possible in motherhood and, going the virtual assistant route. And we are lit up, we are fired up by it, and so passionate to just get to have a life where we don't have to choose. We don't have to choose between motherhood and career. We don't have to choose between ourselves and our kids. We truly get to have it all. So let's talk about the juice. This is where the numbers and data come in, and I pulled stats for you. So if you were wondering, is the virtual assistant industry oversaturated? Let's talk about it. So first, we're going to talk about the demand side. So here's some crazy wild stats for you. There are 33.2 million small businesses in the USA alone. 33.2 million small businesses in the USA alone, okay? And every single month, there are 543,000 new businesses that start, okay? I'll say that again. So 33.2 million small businesses in the US. Every single month, 543,000 new businesses start. From those, 82% of business owners report working overtime on admin tasks. 82% of business owners report working overtime on business tasks. And then there is also the stat that 70% of entrepreneurs report experiencing burnout. This stat is from 2023. So I'm guessing it's probably even up right? Because the economy is wild right now. People are trying to, save money, not quite sure what's going on with the economy. So I'm guessing that that burnout percentage is even higher. But in 2023, it was 70% of entrepreneurs feeling burnout. Okay. So that's the demand side. Is your mind blown yet? Let's go to the supply side. So there are approximately 150,000 to 200,000 virtual assistants worldwide. When we compare that to in the United States alone, that there's 33.2 million small businesses and 543 new businesses opening every single month, I think you start to get the picture. Now, back to the VA side. Of those, let's say 200,000 virtual assistants worldwide, only about 25% are specialized enough to earn premium rates. So out of 200,000 virtual assistants, there's only a quarter of them that are specializing in earning those premium rates. That is a massive opportunity for you. So let's do some simple math. If every virtual assistant worked with 5 clients, that's less than 3% of businesses served. Okay? Whoa. Let's unpack that. So there's millions of businesses in the US alone. There's only 200,000 virtual assistants. Only a quarter of them are specializing. And if every VA worked with 5 clients, that's only 3%, actually less than 3% of businesses served. Okay? So the key takeaway, if every single virtual assistant in existence booked 5 clients today, we would still serve less than 3% of US businesses alone. So this is not oversaturation. This is actually massive opportunity here. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about why this is such a big opportunity. What is fueling this, massive opening for you to claim your stake and, really just own your part, your share of this virtual assistant industry. So first, there's a very permanent shift going towards remote work. And, the pandemic was wild in its way, but the one thing I think we can agree on is that it did show businesses and the world that, hey, we can work from anywhere and we can get just as much done, if not more. There's also a really fun stat that when you hire a virtual assistant as a business owner, you actually see a 14% increase in productivity. So I think that's just wild, right? So that's one of the things that is fueling the demand for virtual assistants. Now, another thing is, like I mentioned, there is economic uncertainty right now, and there has been for a bit. And because of that, businesses are trying to save money. They're trying to, create stability in their business by not having so much cash flow outgoing to try and buffer, the uncertainty of what's happening today in the world. And because of that, they're hesitant to hire full-time employees. And so they are looking to go the virtual assistant route. There's another crazy stat. This is full of data today, which is actually so fun. There's another crazy stat that says when you hire a virtual assistant as a business owner, you actually save up to 78% operating costs versus hiring a full-time W-2 employee. Like, that is a mind-blowing statistic. Can you imagine as a business owner if you were told that and you're like, wait, where do I sign up? How do I begin immediately? That completely changes a business, their cash flow. Okay. Then the next is that there's a massive rise, and you guys have seen this too. And in fact, you're here because you want to be part of this. So there's a massive rise in solopreneurs and personal brands, which means there's also a massive rise in the opportunity for these solopreneurs and personal brands. They need team as they scale. You cannot grow alone. You cannot grow a business by trying to do everything yourself. And so with the rise of all these people starting businesses online, there's also the rise of them needing team support, and they hire virtual assistants. Okay. There's also increasing specialization in business functions, which creates more niche needs. Now, what this means is, one of the ways to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Yes, for VAs, like you've probably heard me say so many times, to specialize, but the same goes for businesses, is it's a competitive market and there's a lot of digital noise. And the way that businesses, companies, solopreneurs, personal brands distinguish themselves and really stand out in the marketplace is by having specialization, by claiming their stake, like putting their flag in the ground and saying, this is what I stand for. And because of that, they also have more specialized needs, which is where you come in. And especially when you can go from, being a generalist, like I can do it all as a virtual assistant to like, yo, this is my zone of genius. This is my area. This is what I can help you in. Let's freaking go. Okay. The next thing is that there's also a growing awareness of hiring virtual assistants, which obviously also increases the demand. Businesses are starting to realize, like, hey, we can get an increase in productivity. We can save a ton of money every single month. So let's hire VAs. So simply by more awareness of how amazing VAs are and what an asset they are to business owners, of course, they want to hire more virtual assistants. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? This is actually like so fun and so exciting. Okay. So next is, I think this is such a fun story. And let me, one second here. I am going to see if I can do that. No. Okay. I was going to try and comment on the live. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go back into it. So I think this is such a fun story. Nicole, she is one of my virtual assistant students. She came into the academy last summer and she had a great career. And she's tech savvy. She knew digital marketing, but she was not seeing the income and just the like stability and joy too, like the fulfillment in what she was doing. And so she saw my stuff and she was like, oh, a virtual assistant. She didn't know what the heck she was getting into, but she saw what it was about and she's like, I can do this. Like I have a background in digital marketing. I can do this. So she literally went from what is a virtual assistant to in the first week that she launched, she locked in 10K a month in retainer clients. And I think this is a great example of like, you can have no idea. You're like, what am I getting into? But also I feel like I can do this. So let's go and go for it. And just seeing that instant demand for her services, what she needs, what she can offer to business owners. And it gets to be that fast, that simple, and that fun for you too. Okay. All right. Oh, this is so juicy. I'm like, if you've ever thought about being a virtual assistant, literally just listen to this and you're going to be like, yes, let's freaking go. So I want to share some tips with you. Okay. Because now you're like, whoa, okay, this is a massive opportunity. What do I do with this? So let's talk about it. So the key here is really positioning yourself to stand out so that you're not just another VA. You are you, and this is your zone of genius, and you're claiming it and owning it and staying in your lane and having so much fun just, being the one for the type of businesses that you want to serve. So one of the things to know is that specialization is key. The riches are in the niches. And before you're like, whoa, but I've never been a VA, so I can't be an expert. Like, how do I claim and own what I do? What I would simply do is look at your background, look at what you've done in your career, and look for like overall themes. And if it's admin or operations or project management, well, congratulations. Guess what? You have likely years of experience in project management or operations or administrative support. At the very least, this is like, like I think everyone can agree, if you've been a mom, if you've volunteered at your church or your kid's school, or you've worked before, like you have these skills, and all you got to do is put expert behind it because you've done it and you've done it for years, and everything crosses over and transfers. And then one of the other things that you can really focus on, and this is really fun for getting your income up, and also when you can lean into this with the expert positioning, this is outcome-based services versus hourly support. This is also where they see you as a true expert, because instead of them paying you for how long it takes you to do something, they're paying you to get the thing done that they want done, the deliverable. They're paying for deliverables instead of your time. And this is where you can introduce scalability into your business, because you're not limited or capped by how long it takes you to do something and, only so many hours in a day. Okay. The next is to be very specific. You are solving specific pain points and you are delivering a transformation. So you're not offering tasks, you are offering a transformation and you're offering outcomes. And so you can think about, who do you want to work with and why would they hire a VA? Let's just use the example that we talked about earlier of entrepreneurs feeling burnt out. And, I think the stat was like 80% of entrepreneurs work overtime doing admin tasks. That's a very specific pain point. So we know that they want to get back to eating family dinners. They want to get back to not waking up at 2 a.m. with a to-do list running through their head. They want to, get back to not having to crank out a couple of hours of work on the weekends to make sure that the week goes smoothly. Okay, so those are their pain points. And that's also the outcome because you can say, hey, like I have 10 years of experience serving, companies and businesses with administrative support. So I've done this. I'm an expert. I can do this for you and you can get back to family dinners. You can get your weekends back. You can get full nights of sleep again because I'm going to take these over for you. Okay? Like boom, there you go. It's as simple as that. The next is creating a unique brand voice. And this is really fun too because this is all you, baby. Like it's you and you and it's all you're doing is owning who you are, the delicious, fun, weird quirks. And this can even be personal stuff. It doesn't have to be a brand thing. Like if you, like for example, I'll just use like I love horses, right? So could I build, if I were rebuilding my virtual assistant business, could I make it, horse themed or equestrian themed or, what I read English, but if you love Western, like rodeo kind of thing, you can give it that vibe. And so you just want to kind of infuse your personality, your energy, something unique about you because that will catch the eye. It's like your like energy speaks louder than words. And so your dream clients who also resonate with those type of things are going to pick up on that and feel that and be like, okay, like this is a whole vibe. Let's go. Like even if you love cats, I'm trying to think of something, funny and fun, like own that, right? Because your dream clients who are like, oh, I love cats too. This is so funny and hilarious. Like you could have cat puns in your portfolio. Like make it you. If you're funny, make it funny. If you're like dark femme luxe, like make it that, right? So have fun with your brand and own your lane and dial the notch up like even bigger than you might be comfortable with because that will catch the eye of your dream clients, of people that you want to work with. And then I mentioned this before, but leveraging your existing experience is absolutely massive. You already have experience and all you get to do, it's so simple. This is another big question and I've done lives on this, so you can go look at the guides and watch some of those lives as well. But, I hear often is like, well, I've never been a VA, so how can I offer VA services? Thinking you need VA experience before you can become a VA. But I want to remind you that all of us, every single VA started out having no experience. The thing that they did that makes VAs quickly successful is owning their experience and leveraging it as a virtual assistant. And so the sooner you can really just own and embody the fact that you're simply taking your existing skill set and experience, digital and virtual, the quicker you can do that and fully own it, the quicker you will book out your business. It's so simple. Like that, if that one energetic shift will completely change the trajectory of your virtual assistant business. And I think, an example of this too, I think this is fun, is one of my students, Jill, she realized she was doing social media for a client and she didn't even realize she was doing VA work. And she'd been doing it for a while. And as soon as she saw what I was doing and she's like, yeah, like I want to build this out. I can do this. As soon as she said, hey, I'm a virtual assistant. I specialize in this and this is what I can do for you. In 48 hours, she booked not just one, but 2 clients in 48 hours of deciding she was a VA and this is what she was doing. Okay. So again, just another example of how quickly it can happen for you when you kind of like put your flag in the ground and stake your claim and say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I bring to the table. This is how I can help you. Okay. So a couple quick action steps before we wrap up. Number 1, I want you to identify your unique advantage. What do you bring to the table? What's your previous experience? What's your industry knowledge? What are your special skills? Okay. So that's number 1, identify your unique advantage. Number 2, are you ready? Number 2 is to choose 1 to 2 specific problems. These are problems that you are going to solve for business owners, for the type of clients that you want to work with, okay? So number 1, identify your unique advantage. Number 2, pick a couple problems that you are going to solve. Next, number 3, as simple as this. Now you're going to create service packages. And these are going to speak to your unique advantage and the problems that you're solving, and you're going to focus on the outcomes that you deliver as a result. And then number 4, You are going to simply build confidence. You're going to put your flag in the ground. You're going to claim your stake, and you're going to focus on the transformation that you provide and not the tasks. And you're going to get visible, because if people don't know you exist, they surely can't hire you as a virtual assistant. Okay? So the biggest things to know is that this is a massive opportunity, you guys. What was it? 33.2 million? Yeah, 33.2 million small businesses in the United States, and over 500,000 new businesses starting every single month. And there's only 200,000 virtual assistants worldwide. So even if you were to go book 5 clients today, if every VA had 5 clients, that's less than 3% of the worldwide marketplace, okay? And more companies are finding out how ninja and savage virtual assistants are, how much money they save every single month when they hire a VA over a full-time W-2 employee, how much more they get done by hiring a specialized VA versus a full-time W-2 employee that does it all. So you have a gold mine that you're sitting on right now. This is a massive opportunity for you as a virtual assistant to freaking go for it, to own it, to start today. It can be so simple. Like, if you're not even sure what to do to start, go watch the free trainings in the guide section. I kid you not, you can build your business from there. Okay? If you do want support, I also got you my virtual assistant academy. The VA Leadership Academy is where you come and where you stay for life. You get lifetime access to our job board. We do the job searching for you every single day. You get the proven plug and play system to earning 5K months as a virtual assistant. It's step by step, it's incremental. So it's like, do this, this is what you say, here's the templates, the scripts, the swipe files, all the way from the very beginning, from day one to, hey, I booked out my business and now I want to scale. That's all in there. You have the most amazing lifelong community of 400 virtual assistants, all powerhouses who are doing the thing, and you get to hang out with them for life. This is truly a place where you come to book out your business and you have all the tools and resources and support to do that, but you stay because of the community, the amazing women, because you meet your best friends there. So if you want more information on that, you want me and my team to come alongside you and help you implement all of this and get it done quickly, and also have the most fun doing it ever, this is what the Academy is for. All you gotta do is drop Academy below, or just shoot me a quick DM and we can chat, figure out if it's a good fit for you, get any questions answered, and get you in. Like, you can literally start today and be booking clients very soon. Like I mentioned, Jill, in 48 hours, she booked 2 clients. And I will say, it depends where you come in and how fast you want to go, and you can go at your pace. If you want to go fast, let's freaking go. Just drop Academy below. We can chat, figure out if it's a good fit for you. But please know that, like, you're literally sitting on the most delicious gold mine. And all you got to do is decide today that you're going for it. You're going to make it happen, and put yourself out there. Do the things. Go get it. Okay. I love you guys so much. Happy Friday. Mwah.